Welcome, everyone. I am Dr. Neva Alexander, and as I always say, I have extremely phenomenal guests doing great work, whether in the United States or international. And today we actually have someone from a totally different country, and I'm so excited to bring him on. All right. So I am going to make this individual introduce themselves as we do it and like to do because I'm not messing up on anyone's introduction because no one can introduce themselves better than they can. All right. Dr. Michael, welcome to Global Business.
Thank you so much, Dr. Neva. It's really wonderful and a privilege having me on set today. My name is Dr. Michael. My full name is Chigozie Michael Nwalozie. I'm a Nigerian. I'm a doctor by training, and I'm passionate about three things actually: education, health, and humanitarian services. I'm an educator and I have teaching experience in sciences for about 15 years now. And I'm the founder of Easy Learn Academy Global. It's a non-profit for children, especially youths, girls, and women. And what we do is in different phases: education, mentoring, vocational training, and also medical or health education for the underserved regions of our communities. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And Doc, I reached out to you on your birthday just to say happy birthday. Let's just put it real. And then I saw like you were doing
Yes.
some great stuff. And I was like, this is not, I don't like to miss opportunities, right? Opportunities for individuals to see around the world who are doing some great work because we always, the celebrities are one thing, but just actually having individuals doing some groundwork, some real shifting when it comes to the well-being of humans. So, Doc, your personal struggle to global impact, your journey from, the hardship, founding a global nonprofit. It's really inspiring. So can you share a pivotal moment that sparked the birth of Easy Learn Academy globally?
All right. Thank you
Sorry,
so
it's
much for
global.
that.
So it's Easy Learn,
Yes,
sorry,
Academy
Easy
Global.
Learn Academy Global. And
Yes.
how, your experience as a medical doctor shaped this vision.
Okay. We are known as ELAG, ELAG, Easy Learn Academy Global. And from what I told you before this session, it is from personal struggle, from what I've gone through. This is lived experience. Now, ELAG was born from my own experience of struggle and delay. I had the passion to grow, but I lacked the support. I lacked the funds. I didn't have the mentors. I wanted to be here, but then I see myself here. So I kept on pushing. Now, life they say is full of struggle, but then some struggles surpass others. So what do? Do you fold your hands? No, you have to push. If I have the key to a door, it is easy for me to open. But what happens when I don't have the key to the door and I want to succeed? I want to get in. What do? I have to break it down or look for an alternative way to get in. So in medical school, I realized that health and education, these two things, you cannot separate them. You cannot, especially for children, for young girls, for women. They are vulnerable. They go through a lot. They cannot stand for themselves. I didn't want to only treat people after crisis, but I want to ensure that I empower them even before the crisis begin. This has been my passion. And that led me to create a safe space where young people can learn, where they can grow, and where they can be seen. Being a doctor has helped me to understand that healing is also what? Is educational. Healing is emotional and healing is human. This is actually what gave birth to East Indian Academy Global.
Thank you so much. And I noticed you said some key words that stood out to me, having a mentor. You didn't have, someone to kind of guide you and you still move through. And as far as connecting education to these steps, really commendable. Now, I'm going to move into the next question I have for you, Doc. When I read your bio, you mentioned, the emphasis again, health and education. And, you put it together, it's inseparable.
Yes.
So in your work with underserved communities, especially young girls, and I'm an advocate for women, I say empowerment. Now, I'm cautious speaking globally when I say woman empowerment because someone may take this out of context. It's not women taking over men. No, it's women knowing who they are, right?
Yes.
And just continuing to grow, and that no one can basically take away who they are from them. So, especially when it comes to young girls, how does combining these two pillars unlock deeper transformation?
Okay. There's something we do that is very remarkable. We cater for people in underserved areas. What does that mean? I give an example, Dr. Niva. Let's say, for example, you're hungry. You come to me, Dr. Michael, I want to eat. I know you can afford a meal, Dr. Niva. I know that. Okay. Now, people like you are not people that we really want to help. No. But there's somebody who will come to you and say, Dr. Niva, I am hungry. Merely looking at that person, you know that if you fail to help that person might die the next moment. So when we say underserved regions, underserved communities, we have a lot of talented people who are not seen. We talk about scholarships. Most people who get a scholarship are people who can afford it. Is that what truly it should be? No. So we go in there for people that are talented, people that really want to get up there, but cannot afford to help themselves. So there are key things I want us to understand here in underserved communities, especially when it has to do with transformation. These key things are this. One, education teaches, but health sustains. Okay, that is one. Point two, many children, especially girls, are dropouts due to what? Maybe early pregnancy. Some of these girls, they've not even understood themselves. Menstrual health. Now, in an African setting, we have situations whereby most of these girls don't even know what it is until they see their menses. It embarrasses them. They are so ashamed. Even their mothers has failed actually to teach them. So this is where we step in. We enlighten them. Okay, this is at this age, expect to see this. So that when it happens, they will not get scared. Some of them, imagine, you're just sitting down, nobody told you anything, Dr. Niva. All of a sudden, blood start coming out from your private parts. How are you going to take that? You think that you're dying. You think that something is really, really wrong with you. Who are you going to discuss that with? Some of them don't have that opportunity to discuss that with their parents. They don't. So we come in here. Early pregnancy, we tell them what to do. Okay? How to abstain from it. And also silent struggles. I give an example. I teach high school students, and I've seen situations whereby their grades drop because of the silent struggles they go through. I'll give you a practical example in Gambia. We have a child who is 9 years old, Dr. Niva. She's the youngest pregnant little girl we have in the Gambia. 9, she's
Mhm.
pregnant. Okay. And now, these are situations whereby it shouldn't be. The social work has to come in place and then do what they have to do. So a girl of 9, what does she know? A baby carrying a baby. How do you reconcile that? So we try to enlighten them from the early stage for them to understand. That's why I told you earlier, I said education teaches, but health sustains. They have a lot of silent struggles they are going through. Some of them are not being trained by their parents. They are trained by their grandmothers. Most of their parents are out there hustling for greener pastures. Most of them are from single parents. Most of them, their homes are divided. So you see, all these things put together disturb the mind of a child. And if there's nobody to direct them, how do they flourish? So we do more than what the eye can see. Now, 3, we teach confidence. We teach mental wellness. We teach reproductive health. And again, we teach hygiene. All these are in the educational aspect of it. Now, this unlock not just their minds, but dignity and self-worth. So again, as from what you said, education plus health equals a whole life transformation. And it enables them to be what? To practice resilience, no matter what they face in life. Self-awareness. These girls become self-aware. Okay, I'm a girl. This is what can happen to me. And they can lead changes in their homes and their communities. That's it.
Wow, Doc, you said some powerful things. Actually, you made, my mind went way back to when I was a child. And, it's when you hear a 9-year-old having a child, it really crushes you, right? But now that child is raising a child and in the process of how to, and, good for you that you're able to assist and guide, but also there should be measures in place for things like this, unfortunately, not to happen. Like, um, and again, my mind went way back to when I was a child, and someone told my mom, "Don't let her hang around because she's too advanced." Because I told this young girl, like, this, we were both kids, and she's telling me like she got dropped off by a bird, right? That's how she was born, and I'm like, no, no. And I'm telling her at a very young age where babies come from, right? But now,
Yes.
just hearing your story and having these support system in place is great. Now, you mentioned, which is you're in the Gambia currently,
Yes, I
correct?
am.
That's where you
Yes.
practice. Okay, great. But you're from Nigeria.
Yes, I am. Yes.
Okay. And so for those international global level, I know you know the difference in the United States, for some who don't know, two different countries on the continent of Africa. So, yeah, guys, just interject for a second. For those, you look behind us, Nevalliance, just to learn more about events that we have, different things that are coming up from our retreat. Actually, today I have the Black Business Month mixture at Hofstra. So if you're listening live, that's where we're going to be. All right, so Doc, let's move on. Building education without limits. Tell us more about the Education Without Limits framework. What does it look like in action, and how can this model, you know, replicate globally, especially, in communities that face chronic they're not having proper resource.
Oh, okay. If you look at the slogan, education without limits, it tells you something. No matter what the obstacle is, we shouldn't have limits. If you check, the United Nations and WHO Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs, 3 and 4, talks about health and education. And these are things I'm passionate about, very passionate about. Now, um, I will spell out a few things for us to understand how the concept came. You see, I've gone through pains in life, and I thought to myself, nobody should go through such a pain again. Nobody. Now, Dr. Neva, I give you an example. Let's assume that you've not eaten for the past 3 days. Or let me exaggerate. You've not eaten for the past 7 days. All of a sudden, a benefactor came to your rescue and gave you food, water, and everything. Weeks become months, months on to years, and then here you are today. Food is not your problem. And you see somebody who is begging for food. Dr. Neva, you've been there. You've been hungry before. You understand their story full well. When somebody begs you, please, can I have something to eat? It resonates deeply. So this is the background where I come from. I'm not talking about the hunger factor here. I'm talking about the limitation. Some instances, it has been said that your background should not put your back on the ground. But some people are born out of a disadvantage. What do I mean? Take, for example, Africa is a third world country. There are opportunities over there in the US that most African countries do not have. Agreed? Yes. Let's look at the educational system. Okay. It is very different. So what are we trying to say? No matter the limits, one should not be limited. Now, education without limits simply means no child is denied learning due to poverty, due to gender, or due to geography. None. That's why I said your background should not put your back on the ground. So how do we make it work? How do we put it in action? How do we replicate it? What I do in Gambia, what I do in Nigeria, in Sierra Leone, in Egypt, okay, what I do in Zimbabwe, in Swaziland, and the rest of it where our volunteers and other members are existing, can be replicated anywhere, be it in America, be it in China, in Japan, in the UK, anywhere. Now, how do we understand this? No matter how rich China is, no matter how rich America is, we still have underserved areas. We still have areas that are poor. And this is where Easy Learn Academy Global come. Now, a practical example I want to give you is this. There's something we do down here in Gambia. We do this every quarter, sometimes 2 or 3 times every year. Dr. Niva, you agree with me that you have some clothes in your wardrobe you've not worn for the past 3 months, correct?
Correct.
Yes. Those clothes are not yours. Give it out. It belongs to somebody else. You see, I didn't realize this long time. Okay, I want the public to understand what we do. This is how we work. Okay, we talk to friends out of pockets. We buy clothing, we buy food materials, we buy school materials. Okay, and we talk to friends. If you have clothing in your wardrobe you've not put on for the past 3 months, bring it. Let's put it together. Shoes, clothes, anything. There's a place we go in Gambia. It's called Brikama Jambisa. We go there. And you think that people are living out of luxury? No. There are people who are poor. That shoe you think that you don't want to wear, that slippers you think that it is faded, okay, it is worthless. Somebody will receive it, thank you, and pray for you. So we do this all the time. So what am I trying to say? This can be replicated. Now, there in America, some institutions have what we call food bank, correct?
Right.
Yeah, who is it for? It's also for, I don't want to use the word less privilege. I'm trying to pick the words here so that nobody will feel offended. But these are facts. There's some people who cannot afford this. And how do we replicate? In terms of education, we offer free group classes. Okay? Now, we come to realize that not everybody is wired in such a way that formal education is meant for them. No. There's some people, they don't have the brain for formal education. This is where vocational training comes. So what do? Mentoring. We identify them with mentors in any aspect of life where they want to flourish, be it carpentry, be it fashion designing, be it entrepreneurship, digital learning, whatsoever is their aspect. We identify a mentor and then connect them with a mentor that will make them grow. Let's say, for example, I'm in the medical field, someone wants to be a doctor. I can coach the person, I can mentor the person. Okay, you're also in the medical line. Somebody wants to go in that field. It is easy for you to control the person, for you to, sorry, I don't want to use the word control. It is easy for you to mentor the person. Now, you've gone through a lot of pains in life. You've made a lot of mistakes. Now, if you are coaching this person, those mistakes will not be made by this person. What does Isaac Newton say? That he has seen far by standing on the shoulders of giants. And there's something we say in our African proverb. A child you're carrying on the back. You know, there's how pregnant mothers carry their babies on the back with wrapper. A child that you're carrying on the back does not know that the journey is far. This is where life becomes interesting. When you coach a person, when you mentor them, all those mistakes will not be their mistakes. You teach them, I made this mistake, you should not make this mistake. Okay, so what am I trying to say? All these things we do can be replicated anywhere, be it in a third world country, low income country, medium income country, advanced country, you can replicate this anywhere. Now, what about literacy, digital learning? We can learn this. Yes, the children here might not have the facility, but there are other ways to teach them depending on what they're interested in. And how do we do all this? We use shared devices. Most times I share my laptop, I share my phone, I share my tablet, I even share my television screen for them to learn. Sometimes I invite them over to the house. Okay. Now, the number is a lot. When we go out there, it is not easy for us to control the numbers. But the ones we can control, we invite them to the house. Even my wife, I'm going to have to cook for them. Okay. Now, learning is practical. I come to you, Dr. Niva, and say, okay, I'm hungry. You start preaching to me, you start telling me a lot of things. Don't worry, it will happen. It will come. Come on. You're not being practical. What the child needs is food. And when the child has eaten, whatever you teach will stay. So it is simple. These models can be replicated anywhere. Any device you have, you can do that. And again, you have to maintain real relationship with and understand the system. So how do we replicate this globally? We need local champions, flexible models, collective will. It is not about being perfect. We need to understand this, Dr. Neva. It is not about being perfect. It is about showing up and adapting. Consistency is what we need. Local champions. Okay, I'll give you a
Definitely.
practical example before I end this session. I have people who work with me and they're from different countries. I have from Ukraine, sorry, yeah. I have from Russia, Ukraine, I have from Egypt, a whole lot of different countries. Now we are stationed in the Gambia. We're trying to explore to other countries. So what am I trying to say? If you understand that there's a need, it even starts from your neighbors. It starts from your church. It starts from the mosques. Okay? As long as you identify a child that needs help and willingly from your heart, you do it. You are doing one of the missions that we have. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that. That was extremely insightful. Now, the final question, we're going to make it brief because of time.
Wow.
And we do have someone here that, I don't know if he wants to ask a question or so to you. But
Mhm.
just for those who don't know me, this is the first time seeing me. I am Dr. Neva. I'm a global leadership strategist for Nevalliance and also have a 501c3 nonprofit organization, Nevalliance Foundation, that's more towards women empowerment and underserved communities. Now, the final question revolving around leadership, Doc. What does bold leadership mean to you today? And what advice do
Okay,
you want to give for
I'll be
others? Yeah.
okay, I'll be very brief here so that we will not exceed our time. Bold leadership is not about being loud. No, it's about being present, being patient, and being persistent. I've led through zero funding, no influence, but I keep showing up. It will surprise you to say that most of what we've been doing has been out of pockets. So you see, if you're not passionate about it, how can you do that? You will stop. You will not continue. So purpose keeps you going when results are slow. And what is my advice? Start small. Use what you have. Share your story, even when it is messy. Be kind. Be consistent. If doors don't open, build your own. If doors don't open, build your own. And this is what I've done with Easy Learn Academy Global. The door did not open, so I had to build mine, and I'm making impact. Someone is waiting on your courage. Start today. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Really like that. All right. So, at this time, would like to know if we have any questions from our audience. No? Okay, no problem. No problem. All right. So at this time, thank you so much for joining. Doc, how can they reach you?
Okay, you can reach me on my email address, michaelwalozie@gmail.com, or on LinkedIn. On LinkedIn, you can search my full name, Chigozie Michael Walozie. You can get me on LinkedIn, or my phone number, +220-7072-587. That's my direct phone number and my WhatsApp number. Any of those.
Awesome. Awesome. And actually, with your name right there, I see that it has your email address. So
Yes.
anyone wants to get it, it is definitely right there. All right. Thank you so much. Until next time.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate this. All the best, Dr. Neva. Keep up the good work. Thank you. Keep up the good